I thought it was just a really good start for us, obviously. Guys looked like they were ready to play and a couple goals turning pucks over on forechecks. And I thought that was really good, just to jump in the start and get right into it. So from there, I thought we were pretty good defensively for the most part. And still some things we got to work on, but a quieter game defensively where it wasn't so noisy like the other night. So I thought it was good.
You said coming out of the last preseason game, it's good to get a win preseason or not. Just how good did it feel to kind of see those habits starting?
Yeah, I mean it's good. I think that helps build confidence in our building with our fans, and that was pretty exciting. A lot of first times, for a lot of people being the home team and in support of the New York fans, and that's kind of nice. But a lot of guys for the first experience with that, and you want to win and do a good job and put on a good performance. I thought our guys did that. But I thought the game was cleaner too. I thought we did more things offensively. I thought that we moved the puck a little bit quicker, stayed a little bit better, even defended a little bit better.
Sorry if you answered this, but with a few more regular skaters in the line tonight, were you expecting a bit more of a cohesive game this time around?
Yeah, I mean, I think that always happens, and the fact that you do get some guys in there with some NHL experiences, but there's still a lot of kids in there that are trying to make a good impression. I thought they really did. They were noticeable with their game, and that's good when they're playing to that level and they're not lost. And I thought that the younger players that were in the lineup, I thought they played to that level and had an impact in the game.
One of those being Brandon Hoffman. What did you like best about what you saw from him tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he played. I thought that he had spurts where offensively he was really trying to attack, and I think that's his game. And it was nice to get him in the lineup after he wasn't in their last game. So I thought it was a good showing for him.
He talked about some of the things that he's focused on right now are getting rid of junior habits.
Yeah.
You have a guy like that who's turning professional right now. For you, what are the keys to see from him in that transition?
I think that's. I think that happens to a lot of players coming from junior or levels where they were dominant somewhat, and now you come into a league that's much more defined with defenses and structure and older players that are stronger, and so you really have to do things the right way. There's something to be said about that, becoming a pro, and it's all part of a process for young players. So I think he's right with his statement, and there's things that that he and other young players did that we now have it down, and we can go back and show them and teach them and work on things.
You've had Goodrow and Pitt together a little bit in camp, and they're out there together. You're looking for the fourth line mix. Is it a lot of chemistry, or is it just more three guys doing the things that you want that kind of line to do?
I think it's probably a little bit of both. I think it's probably trying to find chemistry with that type of a line, and the fact that they do multiple things out there. You've got a couple of face-off guys. You've got guys that defend well, that are penalty killers, that can, get you out of tough situations in your own zone. And I think players like that and lines like that, when they're together, they really take pride. Like, that's their job, and they really take pride in that. And so I thought, for the first showing of them being together, I thought it was a really good line for us.
How important do you feel it is for a team to feel good about itself going into the regular season, and I guess how do preseason wins factor into that, if at all?
Yeah, there's probably a lot of situations where teams had bad camps and then they won 10 in a row right out of the gate, and there's probably some that swept training camp and started 1-9.
Yeah.
And so I think it's just a building process. Right now we're learning. There were still things out there, through the neutral zone that we'll go back tomorrow and we'll tighten up and continue to teach and continue to work on and practice. But I thought that there was a lot of good things, and so with that, you can gain some confidence, and I do think that's important, especially with guys coming together for the first part of the year. Confidence can be
With Kakko, you've moved them around a little bit in the first few days of training camp. What are you seeing from him? Well, do you have a handle on what he is as a player at this point?
Just, scouting him previously before I got here, and then now working with him. He's a guy that there was one shift down in the offensive zone where he had the puck on his stick for 35 seconds, 40 seconds, and he has the ability to do that. He has the speed and the size and the creativity to hang on to pucks and to try and find something and make something happen offensively when it's not crystal clear. The crystal clear plays sometimes those are the easy ones to see and you make, but when you don't have those crystal clear plays, when you have a player that has the ability to create, that can become a really dangerous player. And I think you saw some good glimpses of that tonight.
Matt Hollowell was a guy that most people probably didn't know much about prior to tonight, but thought he played a super confident game, made a lot of good decisions. What do you make of him?
I said the same exact thing that you said. I was talking to the coaches back there that he played a very confident game, not knowing. There's a guy, for instance, that comes into training camp and just by the way he practiced and the way he scrimmaged yesterday, I told you those scrimmages are important to me. We're watching, and you can earn yourself a game and an opportunity, and he did that. And he came in tonight. I thought he and Gustafsson were really good, but you're right. He's a young player and he's trying to make a good impression. I thought he did that tonight.